So to start, we can take child's pose. So drawing the toes in towards each other, knees are wide, and sit bones reaching back towards the heels. Arms can be outstretched in front of you or by your sides, palms facing up. If arms are outstretched in front of you, you can play around with coming up onto the finger pads as well. This might be a bit intense on your shoulders, but you can give it a try. Resting the forehead on your mat, or forehead hangs heavy here towards the mat. Tapping into your full body breath. Allowing the hips to open, sit bones softening down towards the heels. Maybe on your next exhale, opening the mouth and sighing it out. You can stay as you are, or if you'd like, walking the hands over towards the right. You can place left hand on top of right hand and plug that left sit bone down towards the left heel. Staying here, or sliding the left arm underneath right. We'll take thread the needle here. So coming down onto the left shoulder. And then you can walk your right hand closer towards that left arm, opening the chest towards the right. Whichever version you're in, we're going to come back through center. And then gently walking hands over towards the left this time. You can place right hand on top of left hand and then reach that right sit bone back towards that right heel. Sending lots of breath into the right side waist between each rib on the right side. And then if you'd like, on this side, you can take that right arm, threading it beneath left, finding thread the needle, coming down onto that right shoulder this time. Chest opens towards the left. Keeping the jaw soft. Keeping the breath full. On your next inhale, unraveling. We'll come back to center, and then slowly we're going to roll up, coming to sit, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. Once you're up, you can draw the feet in towards each other so that we're sitting on our heels. If this is too intense, you can always take a cross-legged seat. And just rolling circles with the shoulders. Moving slowly, feeling into all the spaces in and around the shoulders. We'll take the circles in the opposite direction. And then finding stillness. You can keep your hands resting on your thighs. We're going to do a version of cat-cow. On the inhale, shining the heart up. Maybe gaze goes up towards the sky. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, you can bring the hands into it as well. Hands can draw in towards the hip creases as your chest opens. Exhale, hands can work down towards the knees as you round through the spine. And then moving with your breath at whatever pace works with you today. If you want to invite a little bit more movement into this, you can either stay as you are moving between these two spaces, or on the inhale, reach the chest up, and then we'll dip the chest down towards the mat. Fingertips can come by the knees. On the exhale, we're going to round through the spine, rising back up. Inhale, shine the chest forward and up as we dip down towards the mat. And then rising up, curling through the spine. So you can explore these two spaces in your own time. Really feeling the full mobility of the spine. We'll do a couple more. Gently making your way back to seated. No rush to get there. We'll come forward onto hands and knees. We can tap out the tops of the feet. And then tucking the toes, even the pinky toe. We're going to come back to sit on our heels. So once again, this can be pretty intense in the arches of the feet. If this isn't working for you, just take a comfortable seat. From here, we're going to inhale, right arm reaches up, bending that right elbow. We'll take the left hand, placing it on top of that right elbow. Right hand traces down the spine. If this is too intense, you can always give yourself a nice big hug with the right arm on top of left. Maybe from here, arching over towards the left, stretch out that right side waist, hugging belly button in towards spine. Keeping the jaw soft. Rising up through center, let's switch sides. So inhale, reach the arms up. And then bending left elbow this time, right hand comes onto that left elbow. Left hand traces down the spine. And then knit those low ribs in so that you're hugging your belly button in towards your spine and you're not reaching the rib cage or expanding the rib cage out. From here, we're going to arch over towards the right. If you'd like, stretch out left side waist. Rising up on the in-breath, release the arms. We'll take them slowly down by our sides. And then coming forward, tapping out the toes once again. We'll cross the ankles and come back to sit. We're going to find butterfly pose. So soles of the feet together, knees open wide. From here, you can just massage the feet a little bit, massage your toes, massage the arches. So wake up the feet. Maybe taking it up to the shins and the calves, just drawing long lines with the hands, and then tracing around the knees, drawing circles around the knees, drawing long lines up along the thighs. From here, we can walk the hands over towards the left, finding a twist. So root the sit bones down, placing that left hand behind you. Right hand can come to the outer left thigh, keeping the spine nice and tall. Let's take it to the other side. So this time, right hand can come behind your sit bones. Left hand you can place on your right knee or right thigh as you twist. Coming back to center, you can draw the knees up towards each other. We're going to take the feet about mat width apart and just windshield wipe the knees side to side. So knees draw down towards the right, up through center, over towards the left. Awesome. And then the next time feet come up through center, we're just going to give ourselves a nice hug in seated child's pose. Either chin, cheeks, or forehead can rest on the knees. Feeling your breath puff up through the chest, expanding the ribs. And then from here, we'll take a squat. So either you can stay seated, angling the feet out at a 45 degree. From here, you would take your hands, gather them towards your chest, allowing your elbows to open the knees. So pressing elbows into knees. Chest reaches forward as the spine reaches up. If you want to take a full squat, you can root the feet down. Feet are still angled out at a 45-degree angle. We're going to take the hands in towards the chest here, pressing the knees open with the elbows. So sit bones energetically drawing down towards the mat. And all 4 points of the feet are on the mat. So under the toe mound, the big toe, little toe mound, and then outer heels, and even the cuboid bone on the outside of the foot here reaches down. And then crown of the head reaches up towards the sky, spine is long, keeping the jaw soft. On your next exhale, toes can point forward as we come into our standing forward fold. So now knees and toes face the top of the mat. Allow the head to hang heavy. Knees can be knees can be bent here, legs can be working towards straight, head is heavy. From here, we're going to tent fingertips on the mat in front of our feet. We're going to bend into the knees, reaching the sit bones back. So it's a chair variation. Fingertips are on the ground. So feeling the strength of your legs, really plugging those 4 points of the feet down into the earth. From here, we're going to reach the collarbones forward. So we're going to do a variation of cat-cow. If this doesn't work for you, you can stay in standing forward fold. So on the inhale, reach the chest forward. Hips stay low, in line with the knees if possible. Exhale, keep the legs as they are. We're going to round through the spine. Inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, round through the spine. So do a couple of these, firing up the legs. And on your next exhale, releasing back into standing forward fold. From here, we're going to heel toe the feet out slightly, so feet can come wider than the mat. Maybe the heels are on the edges of the mat, and the feet are angled out once again at a 45 degree. We're going to bend the knees, so we're tenting fingertips still. Okay, so we're opening the knees out, externally rotating the thighs. So once again, plugging all four corners of the feet down into the mat. This is a big hip opener here. On the inhale, we'll reach the chest forward again. Exhale, curling through the spine. So cat-cow in this variation. Try and keep the hips low, knees opening out towards the sides, as if your toes were dialing out and your heels were dialing in. On your next exhale, toes can face forward. Once again, wide-legged standing forward fold this time. Might feel nice to sigh it out on the exhale. From here, with a slight bend to the knees, let's slowly roll up to stand. So ragdoll arms, take your time. Stacking vertebrae upon vertebrae. Once you're up, maybe closing the eyes or keeping the gaze soft. We're going to draw circles with the hips. So imagining there's a marble in your pelvis, and you're just slowly rolling that marble around. So it's not a huge movement. Now taking the circle in the opposite direction. Noticing if there's any clicking or any resistance. Sending breath there. We'll find stillness. And then walking to the top of our mat, we'll come into Tadasana Mountain Pose. So feet are hip width apart. From here, take your hands and shine the palms forward. So the shoulders open. Rooting the feet down as we were before. So pressing those 4 points of the feet down into the earth. And tap back into your breath. If you want, you can close your eyes here and really feel the breath moving all the way in through your nostrils, down into the belly, maybe even into the back body.